today's episode, we're going to speak to Academic Support Coordinator Eliseo Herrera and TSI Coach Brittany Hernandez about the new TSI Bridge Program to help students with the college entry exam. First of all, Eliseo, tell me just about the TSI program in general, like what the TSI is, because I know a lot of students who have not been in college before, they don't know what it is.
The TSI program is used to determine college readiness to be able to take college algebra and or English 1301. And so a lot of students are unsuccessful in that. And so when I first started here several years back, we had a TSI prep program that was a one-day session, 4 hours at one day. And students were either still not being successful and college ready, or they weren't retesting after they attended the prep. So we transitioned to a TSI boot camp this past academic year. And we still found that a lot of students were not even, first of all, they weren't even close to being college ready when they came to us. And then maybe they didn't, for whatever reason, they didn't retest or they weren't successful. So students in a group setting is not really what they need. So now with TSI Bridge, it's 100% individualized support for them. We review their scores that they've already tested. If not, we give them a pre-test for math or ELAR to see where they're at. Then we can design some kind of individual learning plan for them, also using their learning styles. We've added TSI academic coaching support for them as well with Brittany Hernandez and Jill Travers.
Brittany, tell me how how this bridge program works when a student who needs help with this exam.
Now, I cover the academic coaching portion of the bridge program. So what I will be helping students with is helping them build specific academic skills that will help them in the testing environment and also as they transition into their college courses.
Okay.
So some skills would be time management, study skills, test prep, test taking strategies, things like that.
How does it prep them specifically to take the test, like mechanically?
For math, we have each of the 4 sections broken down. So we can input the specific topics for each of those tests into BrainFuse, and then the students will be able to actually work through lessons within BrainFuse for those topics, say proportions. And so once they go through those lessons, if they get stuck in either the practice that they're doing or the actual not understanding the text or video of the examples, they can connect with a BrainFuse tutor right away. Okay. If they do this in our lab, then they can actually get a ACC tutor to be able to come in and assist them for a bit.
Are these online? Are these in person? Or is there options? Or
it's a mix of both, because the first thing, once they scan our QR code to register with us, we'll do our best to get back with them within 1 business day, because we need to process them and see if they've already tested, pull their scores up, be able to assess where they're at, and then we'll schedule a orientation with an academic coach for TSI with them, so that way they can identify other areas that they need support in, especially test anxiety. That's going to be one of the big ones. And so during that orientation, they'll also take an assessment for their learning style. So that way we can have the strategies ready for them and for the tutors that they work with to try to help really hone in on how they learn best, so that way they can learn this material.
How can students sign up for these programs?
One of the markets we're really population trying to get with is the dual enrollment students, especially with changes, to their requirements. So they now have to test before they can register for college level math or English. So their counselors have our flyers with our QR codes. We are printing posters right now to be able to put in the counseling offices, so that way they can scan the QR codes and get registered with us. And this program is free, so it's not going to cost them anything. So is the BrainFuse service as well. And also working with our tutors and with our academic coaches.
And it's offered all throughout the semester too?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's going to be offered all year round. So the students can scan our QR codes. We send out the information to all the counselors. We have flyers around campus and posters outside the testing center as well. Because that's, folks take the TSI out of the testing center and then they walk out with the low score. Our posters are right there in their face.
This changed dramatically for dual enrollment students in particular, because the PSAT, which used to be kind of a measure of exemption, got changed, and now it's no longer considered for exemption, I guess. Is that correct? Or no?
It's pretty close. The state of Texas, this past January 2025, they waived they took away the waiver exemption, and so now nobody has waivers. So for that Math 1314 and English 1301, now everybody, as of this past January, everybody has to test TSI to qualify for those classes. So one way students are getting started with dual enrollment classes, if they haven't met TSI yet, is to register for a Spanish, an art class, and take some of those core foundational courses prior to testing for TSI.
Okay.
So we're also getting 8th graders that are starting to come in to test as well, because their parents are trying to keep them on track to be able to start with their college level courses once they get into high school.
Right.
We did have one student who was a 6th grader at a GT from a GT school in Pearland, came in this past summer, attended the math boot camp, and then made a perfect score
Oh, wow.
on the math TSI. I'm thinking if they're getting those skills, in GT out of 6th grade and they're mastering their STAR test, then there's a good chance they're going to be ready to go to take that TSI and get it out of the way. So they don't have to worry about it again later on, where maybe they didn't use some of the skills and then they forgot some of them. And then that same student ended up taking the ELAR TSI as well and made a very high score and made a 5 on their essay. So they're college ready in both now as 7th graders.
How often are they offered, and like how long is it like beginning to end are these?
Yeah, so students can just schedule through our register through our QR code, and then we'll get back to them within one business day because they're going to be it's going to go on at their own pace.
Okay.
So we're not going to try to rush them through anything because that just doesn't work.
So it's not like you don't have to build up a class and then have a cohort kind of. They can just get it as they need it. Okay,
Yep.
That's good.
And one thing that during the orientation that the TSI academic coaches are stressing to the students is there needs to be a commitment here because there's a significant gap that we got to build your skills back up for. Mm-hmm. So you got to be committed to be able to either come in or get into BrainFuse and build those skills up so then we can see how our tutors and other staff can help support you.
Thank you for listening. To learn more about this program, visit allencollege.edu/learning-lab.